Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking about why difficult times are amazing. And this might sound kind of contradictory, like why would difficult times be so amazing, right? Or why would, adversity or bad times be great? Like that just seems to kind of contradict itself. But what we need to understand is that a lot of these times that are difficult or what we see as bad aren't there's what we need to realize is there's no actually any such thing as bad. There's only our perception of it, and sometimes we perceive it as bad, sometimes we perceive it as good. So it's all about shifting our perspective and seeing things from a different light so that we don't constantly get beat down by these difficult times or these bad times, right? So the first point I have up here is they're bad times are good because it forces you to be happy no matter what, right? It's one thing to be happy when something good happens to you, right? But how happy can you be when something bad happens, right? So I almost like to see it as a challenge, right? Almost like how women will have shit tests for guys. I like to think that life is, and all the things that we perceive as bad, is just one big shit test, right? And it's up to us if we want to pass it or not, right? So something really horrible happening, yeah, we could perceive it as bad, right? However, it doesn't have to be that way, right? We can choose to see the situation in a way that will actually help us and in a way where we can actually grow from it, right? So that's one reason why difficult times are amazing, is because it forces you to grow and it forces you to have more emotional resilience and strength, I guess you could say. And also, once you are able to uh, face adversity and to be, you know, happy or to be, not as affected by the situation, you can then use this as inspiration to others, right? Because once you've learned how to do that, you are now proof to others that, hey, this is possible. Like, just because that bad thing happened, that doesn't mean you have to get, beat down by it, right? And it doesn't mean that it has to like ruin your life or whatever, right? And once people are able to actually see proof that this is possible, then that's when we can really start to make a big change, right? And then the second point is having good things happen to you or getting always what you want is nice, but at the same time you're also a lot less likely to learn from it, right? So that's another mindset I want to give to you is next time something really good happens, say you start, dating someone who's really attractive or like whatever it is, keep note of what you did that led to that, right? Because what can happen a lot of times is, say somebody starts dating someone really attractive, they don't really reflect on why they, they were able to attract them in the first place, right? And what can happen a lot of times in relationships is, whatever made their partner initially attracted to them, maybe the partner stops doing that and they get too comfortable. And since they didn't reflect it and since they didn't take note of what they did in the first place to attract them, and since they aren't continuing to do that, that can be a lot of the reasons why, people get divorced or why people break up, is because, hey, it may feel good at first when you first attracted them, but at the same time, they weren't maintaining those qualities that actually attracted them in the first place. And since they aren't maintaining those qualities anymore, the attraction, goes down, right? So that's another thing why, uh, or that's a reason why good times can almost be not ideal in a way, right? Is because we're less likely to really take note. Because when something bad happens, you're kind of forced to learn, and especially when you feel really shitty, you're kind of forced to grow and you're forced to reflect and learn from that. However, when really good things happen, we don't really have that same way of thinking, right? But if we can apply that same way of thinking, and if we can apply, that growth mindset to both good things happening and bad things happening, then that will just improve our life that much more, right? So, anyways, I hope you guys found this video useful. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.